All right, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone of Real Well, and salutations to the Akim the world that pushes truth in sincerity. All right, there is Yaraba, right, from the Trinidad camp. We'll go through all the precepts, talk about the famine of the world. Okay, seeing other brothers also around the world talking about it. You even see the elders move from the spot for how much amount of years. You understand? You're seeing things happening, and now you're even seeing things in the media actually showing that it's coming also. You understand? You can see Esau up the bullshit again. Right? Check it.
What is net neutrality? Today, FCC Chairman Ajit Pai shared a draft order rolling back what's called net neutrality. It's a plan that will affect every internet user in this country. That means you. So let's take a look at what net neutrality actually is. It is the idea that all data must be treated equally. Proponents say the principle supports free speech on the internet by preventing internet service providers like AT&T, Verizon, Charter, and Comcast, the parent company of MSNBC, from speeding up or slowing down traffic on their network. The idea has been around since the early 2000s, but it wasn't until 2015 when the FCC used the Communications Act to pass rules making the concept policy and giving the commission more oversight on telecommunications companies. Now Chairman Pai wants to undo all of that. So what happens if he is successful? Service providers could decide which websites survive and which don't. They could arbitrarily slow down traffic to competing services known as throttling, or block certain sites altogether. That would make the telecom companies the clear winners in this scenario, able to offer their own services and sites that load quickly, charging others a premium to access faster speeds or denying access completely. Who are the losers? You and me and the rest of America. You would be no longer able to choose content. The ISP would choose the content for you. And if you want to start your own online business or blog, good luck. The internet is the only effective way for everyone to have a voice. And without rules keeping it open, big businesses get to decide which voices are heard. They can put the barriers back up. We talk about this all the time.
Right.
Suddenly, you're seeing barriers lower in the age of the internet and social media because everybody can get in the game. And we need somebody to join this game with us. Tony Rome. He's a senior editor for Policy and Politics at Recode.
So here's the question. It seems on the face of it to most people that eliminating net neutrality is bad for people. What's the argument in favor of what the FCC is doing?
Yeah, this is something Republicans have wanted to do for a long time now. And to be clear, they're not anti-net neutrality. They're anti-regulation. And they think that the rules put in place by the Obama administration were too heavy-handed. They did exactly as you guys described. They prevent companies from blocking or throttling websites. You can't charge some companies for faster delivery of your content or services. But in the eyes of Ajit Pai and other Republicans, this has crimped investment. It's stopped AT&T and Verizon and others from investing more heavily in their networks. And so the plan put out just minutes ago, actually, would roll back the federal government's responsibilities here in policing net neutrality.
But walk us through, because that doesn't sound heavy-handed. In fact, it sounds like you're trying to make things even, because otherwise, if you're AT&T or Verizon, you could Bigfoot ingenuity. You could block any startup from trying to get in the game.
Yeah, it was all about the weeds here. So under the Obama administration in 2015, the way that they got to those net neutrality rules was by treating broadband providers akin to utilities, like old school telephone companies that are heavily regulated. So while the spirit of the rules was to address net neutrality, the scope of them could have been much broader than that. Democrats, I think, wanted to go a little bit further. And so the thing that Pai is proposing today, the FCC chairman, a Republican, would shift that responsibility to another agency. They could take some action if companies, tried to interfere with net neutrality or tried to meddle with the open web, but certainly the U.S. government won't have some of the same tools in its legal tool chest as it did under Obama.
Do people like you have really good examples of what the worst-case scenario could be if Ajit Pai and the FCC go ahead with this and some other agency doesn't actually enforce it, and what we think of as net neutrality goes away? Give me an example.
Yeah, we have a lot of
hurts.
hypotheticals, really.
Right.
There haven't been many recent examples, partly because there have been
There's
strong
net neutrality,
rules
right.
in place. But one of the big fears is this idea of online fast lanes, that companies like Comcast or Verizon could strike partnerships with those that make content, people who have streaming movies or have streaming video, and charge them for faster delivery of their bits, which is something that smaller companies and startups in Silicon Valley potentially can't afford. You know, you're not going to have this mom and pop shop, not that there are many of those in Silicon Valley, competing against Google to have those contracts.
So if
with
there's a
internet
premium to
providers.
go in the fast lane, some people will have to pay that, and if you don't have the means to pay it, then you're now on the internet at a disadvantage to wealthy companies.
Yeah. This is one of the concerns. Now, there are plenty of arguments on the part of telecom companies here that we should probably bring up. First and foremost is that these companies, AT&T and Verizon and so forth, say that they don't want to infringe on net neutrality, that they don't plan to block or slow down your access to websites and services. And technically, there are parts in federal law that allow the government to go after them if they say one thing and then do another. It's a part of the Federal Trade Commission's mandate against deception
In
and unfair
theory, but
practices.
if there's no rule in
But
place, sky's the limit.
Yeah, and certainly under that administration, it would be a little bit different in terms of how they would enforce it. But they say that they don't want to do that. And when it comes to pay prioritization, you'll hear lots of arguments about how, you know, some bits do deserve to be treated better than others, that should be delivered faster. You know, in this world of self-driving cars, perhaps maybe you do need to have, you know, faster access to the pipes so that they can get and transmit information. But here we're having a big argument over regulation. And I think it's important to point out that this is not the end, it's the beginning. We still have a long debate, we have a vote in December, and probably a very lengthy court case still to come.
So, Tony,
As you can see, he's so up to the foolishness again. You understand? All these are just, as I said, the wiles of the devil to actually just control the media, because they know the unicorn is one of the best ways to access the internet. And it's one of the ways that the apostles, you understand, 3 hour Basham Yahushai could be able to, but Yahweh Basham Yahushai through the apostles could be able to edify us and have us in this world today. I sort of wake up brothers in all kind of remote places that they couldn't journey to go and speak to them like the apostles used to do back in the days. You understand? So you actually see it happening. You even seeing also that hey, everything, you're actually seeing all these settings come into play. You're seeing men around the same time too that this come out, you're seeing men starting to go to different places, men starting to push harder. As I say, there's a year of prophecy. And you're actually seeing things come into play a lot faster than before. And it's still the beginning of the year. You understand? More or less. Great out, man.
There is Amos chapter 8 verse 11. It says, Behold, the days come, say the Lord Almighty, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Mosiah Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
So you actually see just now you wouldn't be able to get this word. That's why scriptures talk about when you return, they say, would there be faith? Would there be faith in the land? Because it will be barren of faith. Because now when you go on, nobody knew to hear the word, because it wouldn't be pushed through the 4 corners through the unicorn, because they want to shut it down, or at least limit us from being able to get access to it. You understand? Now when you go be like that, but at the same time you go have men also who have faith or had faith, and they go start to lose it from running out of patience according to prophecy. You understand? Say, well, not nobody coming, nobody much new coming in, and they go and you have people falling out. So you go have so few amount of men in the world right now that you go see after a while, as the scriptures say, only a remnant go be saved.
That's right. And then too, at that time is when they go really come to hear the word. They'll be looking for us, you know. Just to hear one thing or one scripture or one precept out of the Bible. You know, they'll go be searching for us. You know, but at the time it will be too late. I mean, because all the time that they swing you out on the highways and the byways, pushing the word hard. You know, and then happening. You know, some don't even inquire. You know, but one thing I also remember too is they can never say they in here. You know, so therefore their blood, we will be held accountable for them blood. You know, at that time. You know, because through the unicorn, really and truly in this day and age, no man have no excuse of not hearing the word.
Can.
You know, because the word pushing to the four corners of the earth, you know. You would put the word out there. You know, brothers doing videos daily. You know, every week. Brothers on the highways and the byways. So they can never say that they never hear. They have no excuse. You know what I mean?
You understand? And when you think about it, right? It at some point in time, people around the world hear the word. Whether they bounce it up by mistake on YouTube, whether they pass and hear some crazy man, or there's class as crazy man on a corner shouting, you understand? Cursing all the white man. So hear it at some point in time. But when they hear it, they didn't hearken to it. Because as the scriptures say my sheep hear my voice.
Can.
Now you will see certain men when they hear it, they'll stop and listen. And then certain people will curse them out and walk off.
Can.
You understand? So there's Isaiah 33 verse 6. It say, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. It said the fear of the Lord is his treasure. And men who are the fear of the Most High in them, when they hear this word, they go actually hearken one day.
Can.
Because they go have the understanding of the scriptures. Even if they're green, they'll have the understanding to know that, hey, this place don't how long again.
Can.
And when that time does come, you will need the Most High to guide you through it.
That's right.
You understand? But you don't see any famine starting. But they give you about 2 months. About 2 months, and then, you know, so by the time the middle of the year coming down, you'll start to see things going hectic. You understand?
And then to a man in his right mind, right? Who really sincere and trying to seek out Hashem Yahushua, right? It will be in spirit. It will be in his spirit to really know or to find out wait is to come. You know, because a man when he's really sit down and rock back, you know, and he watching what is going on in this wicked kingdom right now, you know, it goes spark something in his head. You know? And that the time when a man go really sit down and read, you know, because it have brothers that get wake up on the streets, just walking by, you know, and just hear the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, and from there they start to follow one time. You know, so back to what I was saying concerning hearing the word. A man don't have no excuse for it. At least not now.
Can. Because you even see in other countries that brothers in remote places, them not nobody to walk past and listen to.
Can.
Them hear the word from on the unicorn. You understand? They hear it from on YouTube. Our precept. There's Isaiah 55 verse 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. It says, call upon him while he is near.
Can. And it's like seek the Lord, right? Seek your Hashem Yahushua, right? No. You know, while he may be found.
Can.
And some because it was scripture you say like how is roughly paraphrasing, you know, like when you knock, you know, to open that door. You know, so you sit down and come and sup with it. You know, get that wisdom, understanding, and knowledge.
It's a one in Revelation too. It say I come to the door and knock. You understand?
You understand? So you have to seek your Hashem Yahushua now. You know, because if a man think that things bad right now or things tough right now, it have yo, things are getting more buckwild. You know, especially with our family where nobody hearing nothing. You know, that's why wherever you learn now or the wisdom and the understanding and knowledge that you have now through your Hashem Yahushua, you know, you really have to hold on to that phrase. You know, and be diligent. Because same way that you have it, you can lose it. You understand? And that is the thing will keep us through that time now. You know, that will take us through, because at the end of the day, scripture say you have to endure. You know, but how you know that you have to endure if you never read it? You understand? So all the things that we know through the scriptures, that is the things that will be keeping us, you know, in that time, through our Hashem Yahushua.
So yeah, Revelations 2:25 it say, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
hold fast till the Most High Hashem Yahweh come. What you have already. That is important. You understand? That is important. Hold fast to that. They know. Because when you really watch it, there's a bunch of zombies out there. They don't know nothing.
And they don't want to know
And
nothing.
they don't want to know nothing. Because everything all well and good for them. Whether them going through hell, whether they didn't have nothing, it's all well and good for them. Because them don't want to hear about the scriptures. You feel them want to hear about the scriptures? They don't even inquire, as I say.
You know, funny, yeah, there was on work and I was thinking about that. I was say, you know, the scriptures say, surely oppression make it a wise man mad.
Yeah.
You have a reason why they say a wise man, because a foolish man would not know he being oppressed.
Exactly.
You understand?
You remember them? They reprobate. They don't even have time to really sit down and cipher out certain things. You know, but they don't have time to sit down and drink. They don't have time to do a bunch of wickedness. That's why the scripture says gross darkness in people. You know? And next thing too, I think it's in John, and this is the condemnation.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
That's
You understand? Because that, these people bugged out. You see them jakes? Bring it up.
So they John 3 verse 19, right?
Yeah.
They say, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world,
Yeah.
and men love darkness rather than light.
Men love darkness rather than light, boy. If you look to sit down and with a jake, with one of them tutors and say, well, you know what is going on there? They go through the scriptures. You don't want to hear that? You understand? Because they love darkness. You know? They love being in that ignorant state. You understand?
They say darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Because the deeds evil. They don't have no goodness in them. These tutors out here, their mind is set on one thing. Making here them kingdom.
And the thing about it, this is not their kingdom.
Can.
They're just sharing somebody else's own.
Can.
That's what the Messiah says. If this was his kingdom, his men would fight. You understand? But they're doing, because this is not his kingdom. His kingdom is to come.
People really bound out, right?
And that's why, as men of the Messiah who actually see these things happening now, supposed to take the initiative to push even harder, because you don't know how long again you even have to put up videos. Just now a provider might come and tell you your internet bill double. You mightn't be able to afford it. Or they might tell you, you know, your internet bill double, plus you can't put up certain videos again. Because due to certain policies, you know, that they say that the videos you putting up, they do a check and they realize, hey, we had to delete your YouTube page.
Yeah.
You understand?
And it's so funny, that it's already happening, rampant. Brothers videos getting pulled on. Sometimes brothers putting up video and other brothers can't even see it until days after. You know, all that is just to show.
Or sometimes you get a strike. Sometimes you get a strike for putting up your video.
You know, and I remember that brother, right, he ended up getting blocked, and it's like he had to go through like a court order. like he had to go to court.
Just a request to put videos back up on the page.
You understand?
You understand? What kind of man? Some brother get the whole profile delete entirely and now to start over. And that is even before they implement the order they want to implement just now. So imagine when that time come, what will happen? You understand? But these people, I read this scripture. There's 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 11, right? It say, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in righteousness, which is these people out here. You understand? It say, but we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High had from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. You understand? So men who have belief of that truth and now understand, they will know, hey, time getting close. Now is not time to be caught up in things of the world. Now is not time to be falling off or studying things that not expedient for your salvation.
Our precept feel is exactly you see the Romans 1 verse 28. It say and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, power gave them over to Salah. Romans 1:28, right? They say, and even as they did not like to retain power in their knowledge, power gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. And that's what the brother now saying there. You know, things that they studying things we can't even get them salvation. You know, they're not studying salvation.
So that's already where you gotta pay focus too. You gotta really pay focus. In these kind of times, remember, none of these things in this world going on save you. So no man could buy salvation with riches.
Yeah.
You understand?
And concerning this precept here, right? Like these things were not convenient. Simple as some of them will be scrolling through Facebook, right? And let me say a news article will come up, or let me say a video like this one concerning the internet will come up. They don't have time to watch that. They will scroll right past that. But to see a woman whining or doing some kind of wickedness, they rather click on that video and watch it. You understand? And that's not convenient.
Good. See, they hate wisdom.
Good.
You understand? But like I say, all this goes back to the topic. See, right now, things gain harder. You see, the devil come down onto you with great wrath, knowing he had but a short time. You understand? Right now, you realize he watching YouTube and he's seeing men cursing him out. So he toting feelings. Right now, he looking to shut things down. So just now, it might be you never know when will be your last chance to pop a video. When will be your last chance to watch a video from YouTube. You know, some men might download them and keep them for themselves. You never know when it's the last time to actually watch one. If chaos break out, you never know when it's the last time to even go on the streets. You understand? So these are times to actually take serious. You never know when it's the last time to do anything. Especially in times like this. And you ain't looking forward to our next cycle. You understand? So that little touch on the famine of the wood, it and truly brothers try to stay strong because you know things only go and get harder. Not go and get no easier at all. You understand? They got men who going through it real tough right now in certain places of the world, and they got places that will be going through it real tough just now, but all over feeling it. And when things like when Jacob trouble actually take full effect, everybody going and feel it. So really and truly, now it's time to, you know, try to get your spirit strong, get your spirit in order, because even Passover coming up, so
And hold fast to it, you know.
can.
Through scriptures. Our precept even
Good.
yeah, the Proverbs 1 verse 24. It's because I have called and he refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and with none of my reproof. And so really and truly, like some of them expect the Lord himself to come down and call. Understand? But that is what we are out there for. Raising mouthpiece. Understand? And they don't want reproof, they don't want correction. You know, about the way how they're living right now. The things they're doing and ways to come. They don't want no correction.
It's like a scripture say, I can say they are them that justify their own wickedness, but the Most High know with your hearts.
Understand? They set at naught the Most High counsel. Understand? They don't have no time for that. But back to the topic, when famine and the word come, that is the time when they go really want to hear it. And too late to be cry.
I want fair there. I want fair. So there is Zechariah 8 verse 23, right? It said, thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that the Most High is with you.
And that's a very big precept in it. Because, well, I tell you, when things start to get buck wild, so they understand how serious it is. They understand at that time.
And see how this song go, Mary had a little lamb? Everybody go be like little lambs in that time. You understand? Because the amount of chaos going on be going on. Because when the famine start, that is when you will start to see things getting hella worse.
When you see it, second, it's just 16 start to play off and thing.
Can.
You understand? Yo. But you know what I was always say? To Wara. La Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. You know, for this wisdom, understand and knowledge, 3 scriptures.
Can.
I mean,
And for the time to actually, the time aforetime to actually get yourself
in order. Can.
You understand? So you can prepare yourself for wherever you gotta go through.
Can.
Because even going through the famine, the word is a trial by itself. Because for brothers who in remote places who do have men around them to really be able to, uplift them and thing, where you do our internet to be able to connect to brothers on the outside, that's real tough for you. Like how the scriptures talk about who want to heed that is alone, that's paraphrasing. That's gonna be real tough for them.
Yeah, for real.
So if for brothers who have other brothers are wrong to to pick them up and so forth, it will be a little easier for them. But for brothers who do have that, it will be even tougher. So all now is really good to build your spirit and get yourself organized, because when the time comes, it wouldn't be as simple for you. And the famine is just the start. When you start to get the famine of the word, and you start to find yourself maybe slacking more than usual, if you ain't organize your spirit, when the time comes now that you actually had to go through Jacob trouble, like that next trial by itself. So all now is really the time to keep your mind focused.
Prepare your spirit for that time.
You understand? It's true, no man sure he'll live to see it. But you're not sure you'll live to not see it. So always prepare yourself. You understand? Always prepare yourself. So it don't matter when you go with a smile.
In a good place.
No matter when you go with a smile. Just like how he's saying Acts, he say, he clean from the blood of all men. You understand? You know when he gone, he go with a smile. He do his work. Right? And with that, brothers, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone and Ruwell.
And to Wara, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, for using the apostles, through the unicorn and everything, to really impart that knowledge in me. After the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Because it's our men who call themselves apostles and are not. So,
the elders pushing very hard every day, day in, day out. Whether it's in snow, rain, sun, anything. So that back to what I was saying too, that why a man really don't have no excuse, way. Not in this day. You understand? So to what I have Hashem Yoshai, for the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, and for the apostles and the elders that rule well. Salutation to the Akim across the whole globe. Pushes the word of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom. Stay strong.